news, weighing in on the future of a festival. See what Brooklyn Park residents envision for the future of Tater Daze. Plus, a focus on changing school start times. Find out what Wayzata schools are considering. But first, a race and a protest. We speak with the leader of Black Lives Matter about the group's plans during Twin Cities Marathon Weekend. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Many people in the Northwest Metro are participating this Sunday in the Twin Cities Marathon.
The one Robbinsdale runner hopes serious marathoners in the group will be able to maintain their focus all the way to the finish line, despite the potential of protesters at the event.
Today, reporter Sonia Goins talked with the organizer of the protest and a former Olympic runner.
The Twin Cities Marathon is billed as the best urban marathon in the country, but leading up to the event, there's concern.
So as far as the protest goes, we'll meet at Boyd Park at 10 a.m., sort of get the energy going there, let people know what our intentions are.
And unrest.
We are going to disrupt anything that we need to get our voices to be heard.
Rashawn Turner is the organizer of Black Lives Matter St. Paul. He says it's not the group's intention to prevent runners from crossing the finish line.
Runners will be able to run smoothly, free-flowing through their, through the finish line, but we will be that finish line where they won't have a choice but to look up and to listen up to our message.
Turner says he wants to draw attention to recent events he says are examples of police brutality.
I mean, we have seen time and time again senseless police beatings, senseless police killings, and there's never this much outrage or backlash against that stuff.
Now you can see that barricades are already up along Summit Avenue. This is the route that the runners will take. Now Twin Cities in Motion sponsors the event. They say they're meeting with local officials to ensure runners and spectators are safe.
As a marathon runner, the hardest challenge for you is finishing the 26 miles.
Dr. Stephen Benya knows what it's like to train for a big race.
Because that's what brought me to this country in the first place.
He's the owner of Lions Gym in Robbinsdale. He also qualified to run the 400 and 800 races for Kenya during the 1996 Olympics.
I was running to be the best runner in that distance in the world.
He says local runners should concentrate on the big picture with the goal of crossing the finish line.
Just stay strong and just stay believing that what you're doing is right and is good for you. That's your goal. Get it done.
Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Members of Black Lives Matter St. Paul are meeting with Mayor Coleman Thursday to discuss the protest.
A former Park Center teacher has filed a lawsuit against the Osseo School District, claiming she was retaliated against for speaking out against alleged racially charged comments by two administrators. Sharon Booth, who is black, accuses Park Center Principal John Gronke and Assistant Principal Jill Knutson of making remarks that were racially offensive and demeaning to black students and staff. According to the suit, Gronke also showed a Comedy Central substitute teacher video at a mandatory all-staff meeting that Booth found offensive. Booth's contract was not renewed after receiving negative performance evaluations in 2015, evaluations that Booth claimed were unfair. Booth is seeking her job back and compensation for lost wages. Her suit does not call for the ouster of the administrators.
School officials in the Wayzata district are hearing a lot of feedback from parents about a proposal to move back the start time for high school students.
The consensus is the high school time currently is too early. And therefore, the issue really becomes who starts early then.
Right now, Wayzata High School students start class at 7:30 in the morning, and there is concern that with school bus travel time, that early start doesn't allow them enough sleep. School Board Chair Linda Cohen says one question is which age group would be able to start that early, or could the district do away with that early start time altogether?
Is it even possible to go to a two-tier bus system? Therefore, there'd be a sort of an early and late, and there wouldn't be the very early. Is there a way of maybe having different levels riding on the buses at the same time? So we're trying to explore a lot of different options, as they say, think out of the box, to see if we can get something that really works for all students.
Experts on teenage sleep needs will be at an informational meeting on Thursday night at the Wayzata Central Middle School Auditorium. A decision on school start times could come at the October 12th school board meeting.
The Anoka-Hennepin School District has approved a policy to recover school lunch debt. Anoka-Hennepin says debt from unpaid lunches has grown to $160,000. The debt comes from children who don't qualify for free and reduced price lunch. To recoup the debt, the district will work with families to set up a repayment plan. If that doesn't work, the district will employ a collections agency. Students will also be denied a la carte food purchases if they have a negative balance greater than $50. Policy change will take effect in January. A child playing with fireworks started a fire that damaged a couple garage units in Brooklyn Park. The fire occurred around 4 p.m. Tuesday at the Willows Apartments along 67th Avenue. The fire started in a dumpster and then spread to the garages, which will have to be torn down and replaced. Brooklyn Park's annual Summer Tater Days Festival may be 9 months away, but its future is front and center.
Concerns this year about safety and length of the festival have city leaders, volunteers, and residents weighing in on what the festival will look like going forward.
Hello and welcome to the 2015 Brooklyn Park Tater Days Parade.
For more than 50 years, Brooklyn Park's annual Tater Days, with its parade and carnival, spotlights local talent and highlights community pride by paying homage to the city's potato farming past.
I really want to stay focused on the future vision for the event.
This week, residents had a seat at the table to envision Tater Days' future.
I had a good time with my family. I think there's always room for improvement with anything, so that's kind of what we're here for tonight.
In a community brainstorming session,
when they're on site, important things are going to be security, safety, cleanliness.
Residents weighed in on everything from safety to new activity ideas, with the goal of drawing crowds of all ages.
I just want to make it affordable and stuff so people can have more fun.
They even took on the Tater Days name and festival theme itself. Should it be changed?
Potatoes practically put us on the map in the first place.
When put to a vote, this community group overwhelmingly agreed
83%
to keep the Tater Days name and theme going forward.
And I think council wants to know, hey, we still are proud of our heritage and where we came from.
A vote for change did come elsewhere, though, with a recommendation that the festival's 4 days be pared down.
To bring it back to 2 or 3 days, I think that's what they want. We can still run a great festival on 2 to 3 days.
They want a hug. They want a hug.
The Tater Days Planning Committee will now work with the ideas gathered from that community meeting and make its final recommendations to the City Council on October 12th.
Some Brooklyn Park residents took time today to say thank you to local police officers.
I just wanted to put some ribbon out to support our Brooklyn Park police, which I'm very proud of, and also the other police officers that serve us and our community.
In honor of Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, also known as Blue Ribbon Day, Mary Fickling tied blue ribbons around her yard as a way of letting local police officers know that she is thankful for all the hard work they do. Mary's neighbors across the street also followed suit. The Vang family survived an electrical fire at their house 5 years ago and have been grateful to public safety officers ever since.
They were quick to respond to my call, and they came in, and everybody was really nice and helpful and got us out, and they got us back in when everything is safe. So that really makes I feel, and me and my husband felt that they really truly care.
This is the first time they've honored law enforcement with the blue ribbons, but they now hope to make this an annual tradition and get others in the neighborhood involved. Well, coming up, 2 issues impacting your wallet, from interest rates to a deadline involving chipped credit cards.
And then a little bit later in sports, Champlin Park looks to stay in the race in Northwest Suburban boys soccer.
But first, cool but comfortable on Thursday.
Target is getting more aggressive when it comes to matching online prices. Starting Thursday, Target.com will match the prices of 29 online competitors. That is up from 5 previously. For the first time, Target will match prices for membership-only retailers like Costco and Sam's Club. Also, you will have 14 days to get a price adjustment on a product when you find a lower price, and that's up from 7 days. And it applies to both stores and online purchases.
All eyes were on the Federal Reserve this month to see if they were going to announce an interest rate hike.
And they say interest rates are going to remain the same, at least for now. Reporter Shannon Slatton looks at rising interest rates and more today in a Money Savers Roundup.
Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen says she wants the interest rate hike to be a gradual one rather than adjusting it all at once. Experts say the first change could be soon.
It's been now at almost 0% for close to a decade. So it can't stay there forever. Lower interest rates is designed to stimulate the economy, which is great, but you can't keep it there forever.
Justin Arfston is one of the financial professionals watching the numbers at Great Waters Financial with offices in New Hope and Plymouth. He says an increase in federal interest rates would eventually make the rates go up on your mortgage, credit cards, and car loans. However, it would likely give you a better rate of return on your CD at the bank.
It sounds like they're not going to raise it a lot right out of the chute. It'll be more, maybe 0.25% over a 12 to 18 month period of time to kind of ease into things a little bit.
Consumers can also expect change to come at the grocery store when you pay with plastic. Starting Thursday, October 1st, merchants will be held fully liable for any losses from credit card fraud if they are not accepting chip cards. Before, credit card companies refunded money to both the consumer and the business if there was fraudulent activity. Instead of swiping the card, you will have to dip your card into the machine and wait for it to be read. Analysts say if you haven't received a new chip card yet, you should by the year's end. In the meantime, however, expect the checkout process to take a few minutes longer as everyone gets used to the new technology. For Money Savers, I'm Shannon Slatton. Mike and Alex, back to you.
All right, coming up, the best photos of the year taken in Maple Grove.
But first, in sports, Osseo and Maple Grove battle in girls and boys soccer. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
Well, two soccer teams that are among the best right here in the Northwest Metro, and this turned out to be a close game, right down to the last minute, wasn't it?
Close game, and it's kind of mirrored the way this conference has gone this year. The top teams all kind of bunched together. Maple Grove boys soccer team share the Northwest Suburban Conference lead heading into the week. Their rivals from Osseo are also having a pretty good season, and the Crimson and Orioles went head-to-head Tuesday. Maple Grove leads for most of the match, but Osseo rallies late. Darius Quiddy steals the ball, chips it past the Crimson keeper, tying the score at 1. Then with less than a minute to play in regulation, James Brent takes the pass, nifty move, and then drills in the game winner. The Orioles down the Crimson 2-1. Another team on the cusp of contending for the Northwest Suburban Conference boys soccer title is Champlin Park. The Rebels were at home to play Spring Lake Park. Early scoring chance for the Rebels on the high arcing kick here off the foot of Caleb Aronson, but Panthers goalie Giovanni Paz there punching it over the crossbar for the save. Midway through the first half, Mike Bia with a great individual effort between two defenders shoots and scores, and Champlin Park takes a 1-0 lead. Second half, and three Rebels have a chance to score in this one. Aronson the first shot, then Kessley Dewar. Aronson again before Abdul Haji roofs it in for the goal, and Champlin Park leads 2-0. Senior goalie Evan McAdams stops everything that comes his way, posting the shutout as Champlin Park blanks Spring Lake Park St. Anthony 2-0. Here's a look at the top part of the tightly bunched Northwest Suburban boys soccer race. Park Center is alone in first now at 7-1-1. Anoka and Andover are right behind at 7-2. Maple Grove slips to fourth at 6-2-1, followed by Champlin Park, Osseo, Blaine, and Tutino Grace. Each of those teams has 4 conference games remaining. Rivals Breck and Blake meet just once during the boys' soccer season. They battled with the IMAC conference lead on the line. Breck dominates the first half, but they can't score. Great four-way passing here. Eric Spetz to Avi Eller, but his shot just wide of the net. Later, Garrett Opperman chips it to Eller. His header ticketed for the head, but Bears keeper Quinn Kiernan swats it away. Blake gets one great chance as Ethan Rowe crosses it to Colin McConkey, but his header off the crossbar, and it stays 0-0 at the half. Second half, and Breck finally breaks through. Smith sends a long ball ahead that's popped in the air by the Blake defender. Eller stays with it, and he rolls it into an open net. That's the only scoring. Breck wins it 1-0. Osseo's girls soccer team was looking to break a 3-match losing streak Tuesday, while their opponent Maple Grove was coming off back-to-back outings of scoring at least 3 goals. And this game is all crimson. Meredith Hawkinson passing outside to Grace Schmidt, whose one-touch pass sets up Brianna Johnson for the goal and a 3-0 Maple Grove lead. A short time later, it's Hawkinson taking one herself. She'll drill the left-footed shot for another crimson goal, and it's 4-0. Abby Worthington steps nicely inside a defender and floats a shot from 30 yards out into the Osseo net for a 5-0 lead. Maple Grove's offense continues to click. They win it 6-1. Last Saturday marked the biggest day in regular season cross country in Minnesota, with big meets in Malacca, Apple Valley, and at the U of M. 2 local boys teams are among the top teams in this week's Class AA Coaches Association rankings. Hopkins is ranked #1 in the state. Royals have already won a handful of meets this fall. Edina is ranked 2nd, with 2-time defending state champion Wayzata ranked 3rd. Minneapolis, Washburn, Stillwater, and Eden Prairie round out the top 6. The top 2 ranked runners are from the area: Jared Carpenter of Wayzata and Owen Haft of Hopkins. Edina is the #1 team this week in Class AA girls cross country. And of Marshall, Minnetonka, Wilmer, and Wayzata, sisters Bethany and Megan Haas of Alexandria ranked 1-2 in Minnesota. Each of them has won a state individuals title in cross country. May Fullerton of Benilde St. Margaret is ranked 11th. Coming up Thursday starting at 4, we'll have a look ahead to Friday Night Football, Week 7 already in the regular season.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, photos taken in Maple Grove that are now award winners.
We'll be right back.
And finally, views in Maple Grove that you can sit back and enjoy.
Now, the city held a photography contest and named winners recently in 4 categories. So without further ado, Jennifer Bourne won with this photo titled Red, White, and Blue in the Going Together category. Another winner is Charnel Timms with this photo titled Starstruck. Oh, that's really cool. In 2 nature categories, Patty Wallace was a winner with this photo titled Enter My Winter Wonderland, and that's coming before you know it, right? And finally, Heidi Miller-Sutton submitted this winning photo titled Busted Bandit. And you can see all of the winning entries on Maple Grove's website. And there's people with cameras at the ready, right?
Yes, and good photographers out there.
Yeah, Busted Bandit. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Community Corner is coming up next.